So yeah, just looking at the documentary here. I was looking at Netflix, a documentary, and uh, it was about the 60s. It was about civil rights movements. It was about wanting change in society and structure of government and so on. It was about police brutality, left versus right, little man versus the big dollars, um, violence, feminism, Black Panthers, all of that, the 60s, 70s, and so on. And that is very much what we see also in the media today. We are still polarized and and made into extremes of polars of left and right. Um, while we forget that we as human beings have both a left and a right side of our scope, you know? Left and right are the same sides of the human being. I mean, my the right side of my body, symbolizes structure, the masculine, while the left side of my body symbolizes expression and more the feminine side. I'll say this one more time, really slow. The right side of my body, the right side of my body, symbolizes the male principle, directive principle, the structure, the male principle, while the left side symbolizes the woman, the mother, and expression. And this is known through almost any culture, religion, ethics, tradition, you know, all the occult, mystery, science, spirituality, religion. This is known how the mind, the brain works, how the body functions, how we are inherited from our parents, and so on and so on. All humans have a left and a right side, and by those terms, we have those qualities or those, what shall I say, politics of self, really, stacked and stored within us, or programming within us, or physical within us, or being within us, our um, what shall I call it, separation between the left and the right side of our bodies. What we must not forget is that we are one whole body within all this. We are one whole body within all this picture of left and right, and we must have a equal and sane and safe and sound and physical awareness of balance in this picture of ourselves being both the right side as the masculine, the structure, and the left side, the feminine expression. We must have a equal as possible balance between these camps, you might say, or politics of self, or structures of self. They are of equal value, or they should be of equal and one value. And here is how we define value. One of the very core points here, how we define what is value for me. For instance, if we are driven by mind and thoughts and ego, we would have we would be driven by egoism and those sort of hypes and those sorts of money chasing, career, more for me and fuck everybody else, and so on and so on. While we should rather have a balance of both the structure and the expression. We should have an equal balance there. That is what we would like to see. So by those terms, we could clearly and specifically say that yes, politics is about self, and with the core principle of being equal and one with one's right side and one's own left side, having a equal balance, a jigsaw, a sorry, a seesaw, like a balance um, point that is of somewhat of a balance anyways, in some equation of equality and oneness within as self. And that is something for us humans to achieve. That is what really matters, to discover the balance between the right and the left, to see them as equals, to treat it as equals, and to have a equal and safe, sound, healthy, all that balance between those two um, um, points. Yeah. So if you have been suppressing, for instance, structure, I would like that structure, that right wing structure. I don't like that right wing structure. Or like you would suppress or deny for some of that expression of that expression is just not the leftist expression. These are all very much clinical and mathematical terms we're looking at here. These points are very clinical and, to me now, easy to see and to sort of treat myself and handle and have a balance, to know myself within these measurements, and to know who I am as the word of balance. What does balance mean to me? What does it mean for me to be in balance? How can I live the word balance? Or what is my worth? What does it mean for me to have worth? As of left of right. My body is both symmetrically. My body is symmetrical, right and left. And if there is an unbalance within my body of left and right, of course I will perhaps be sick. Perhaps I will become sick, or go into some mind obsession. If I have an unbalance between my right and left, masculine, feminine, structural expression, between those poles or points or parts of me. If there is an unbalance between those points, maybe I will become sick. Maybe I will end up with the flu or something worse, or I'll end up with a mind obsession, addiction. I would perhaps start smoking cigarettes or start drinking alcohol to, like, oh, I'm tired of being a leftist junkie and drink a lot, or whatever. I don't like this. I don't like Nazism, but I like the right wing, and just drink and dose away all those things and structures and to end up with a mind addiction, because you end up in a mind addiction because you cannot find the balance in yourself between the right and the left of the same being physical as self. You don't need to look at this president or that president or this right side, this blue, this yellow, this red, this green. We are beyond that now. It's a politics of self and how to have a balance, a safe and sound, secure, comfortable, responsible balance, definition, value, and so on, of one's living, one's structure, one's principles, one's expression, one's direction, one's self-honesty. So looking at the documentary here from the 60s in the civil rights movements and all the police violence and Nixon this and Vietnam that, all of those stories, all that tells me is to bring it back to myself, to see, okay, where have I been living this particular pattern right here? What have I been, how have I been neglecting this side of me? How do I recognize this mind pattern, this thought pattern I'm having? How can I see this thought pattern, this mind pattern as something that I could correct, as something that I could forgive within myself and let go of, and not have like a tripping wire all the time that I have to trip over to go into reactions and mind obsessions, energy addictions, and so on and so on. Destiny.org is all about finding that stability, that sanity, that self-honest, responsible drive, core value of self, to stand, to be responsible, to stand, to be alive, to have a balance between one's points, between the expression, between the structure, between the feminine and masculine. You know, just to breathe, to have stability and awareness in breath. Yeah? Cool? That is how to start working on self, to realize self as an equal and one participant. Looking at the ant, looking at the sheep, looking at the grass, looking at the rivers flowing, the oceans, the world. It's living. One can communicate with it. A rock, a tree, and to know from communicating with that tree, to feeling its pulse, sort of that big tree in the forest, to know within self, deep within self, that I'm connecting, communicating with myself as being, and this tree, there is resonance, there is this, there is that, there is some words, there is something, I'm perceiving something, I'm recognizing something, it is real, and from this awareness as of structures and words from nature, we can say that, okay, I know for a fact of this life and matter that to become equal and one within ourselves as anything else within those two words, equal and one with everything and everyone as self, that is the higher purpose. That is the higher purpose, to become physical in balance between within ourselves, to learn to know self, to empower by learning to know the organs of the mind. What is the infinite being? What is that all about? To learn to honor the physical, to stand, to have a resonance, to be free from anxiety and fear and judgments and blame and anger and polarities and desires and this and that, to birth self from transcending the ego, to tell the ego to go stuff itself, or to just transcend that, to go beyond that, to give as you are unto receive, to do unto others as you want done unto self. Love thy neighbor. So it's all about finding that peace and tranquility with self, to learn to know self, find balance with self in a decent and integrated manner. Integrity and decency, responsibility, all these words that we know we know are cool and supportive for us, that we strive for, but we cannot grasp because we're stuck in some programming, because we're in a locked position within some programming of energies, of past trauma, drama, whatever. But we must start to see that, okay, I can forgive those points within myself because it's about me. The memory of trauma or drama or whatever is about me and my relationship within and as that memory or that happening or those words, that occasion, that whatever, that opinion, that belief, that personality, and so on. You work your way through the memory, you work your way through the construct by forgiving it in detail and specificity, and become whole and liberated and awake to see that we as individuals are the key to our own freedom. I matter, I am of matter to me. And for me to find balance between the politics of me, the politics of self, left, right, blah, 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 it's all me, it's all self. Investigate all things and keep that which is good. Okay, I've said a lot of things now. Please don't be afraid to listen to the video twice. Please share it near and far. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it responsible. Let's share and assist each other and support each other as best as we can. Check out destiny.org. Check out equaf.com. I'll leave some links. Enjoy!